The city fell into a ghostly hush, but my purpose still burned. My mother, on her deathbed, finally gives up the endless hunt for my missing brother as he board a plane to Africa. Islam opened the morning paper. There it is, his name, inked as an obituary. 5 years of radio silence shattered in one brutal line. Betrayal, grief, rage flowed my veins. The notice sells it, Sang-woo is dead. I swear to expose the hidden truth. I clutched the diary Sang-woo left behind and turned the first page. I watched my mother hunched at the kitchen table, a cracked photograph of Sang-woo clutched in trembling hands.
I mutter, I really do not watch after all. My training schedule lacks any precise time page for the tower as relentless time trials. The dog commands the watch as vital gear. I strap it to my wrist, its weight a silent promise. Now that I think about it, I actually needed a watch. With every tick, I ready myself to face the tower's gate. I tanghang for the watch, tracking that its analog face shines anis like digital gadget. Hang grins, proud of his thoughtful gift. The moment sells the watch as a badge of support before I breach the tower. I remind myself to sync with the Hari squad before the system glitches. I watch the watch's hands whirl, a cold reminder of my twin's absence. The recorded voice hinted my brother drifted, lost between realms. The vision of his untethered form haunts my thoughts. I vow never to let that fate befall anyone else. My resolve hardens, I will climb the tower. A cryptic message buzzes on my phone. Later, my phone vibrates with an unknown number. The text flashes. Oktober 9213 announcement. Reach the obelisk SNN your wish becomes reality. Participate? Yes, no more. I know the strange date, the absence of a sender ID, it fails to purposeful for spam. It as a direct choice. The obelisk challenge promises any wish, even a cure for my mother. The following scene depict artist member shoulder to shoulder, weapons poised, as the rival clan advances. The tower stone walls loom, a claustrophobic arena. The tableau captures both factions, fierce resolve. This visual premise the imminent clash that will test artist skill and unity. The battle's result will dictate our path toward the coveted elixir. I note in my journal that the allied clan we trusted lies shattered. I still have some money left waiting for me. I mark the date March 10 leap to September 1916, where fresh war erupts across the tower. The lion's asphalt wakens my stance, and the renewed conflict threatens my ascent. The fighting drags on, driving me toward a harsher January. I implore that anyone who opens this journal heed my warnings and follow my strategy. Listen to every entry. My experience may be the key to survival. Careful reading is the sole shield against the tower's traps. A silent illustration follows, hinting at a hidden system. Scene depict me studying a luminous diagram of the tower's succession system. Mana threads pulse across the illustration, mapping the power flow rankers draw. I press my hand to the page, feeling the energy resonate. Grasping mana is essential to unlock new abilities. The following page proclaims the succession's commencement. I note, succession commencing, as the ritual ignites. I step to the obelisk, registering my player profile. The system flashes my stats, strength, agility, stamina, MP, and a skill list featuring dragon vision and larvae. A hidden log surfaces about my twin, Sang-woo. I read how he was lured into a trap, killed, and why his spirit lingers years later. These intel beards are having a target. Now I see why he did. I now pursue the betrayer, Jinwan, deeper within the tower. Foiled by fresh truth, I declare my intent to avenge Sang-woo. I address the surrounding rankers, vowing to follow the tower's rules and repay every betrayal. My voice reverberates across the arena, warning any who oppose me. The proclamation rises the stakes, turning my personal vendetta into a public challenge that forces other players to pixie dash. I will avenge him. I'll punish you all. Mira steps forward, offering aid against the tower's hidden enemies. I ignited the succession ritual, channeling tower mana into a luminous blade. The blade cleaves the armored guardian. A holographic interface flickers, flashing the incomplete status, demanding my final act. A surge of latent power courses through me. I fall Sang-woo's diary page, grip the pocket watch, and vow to repay every betrayal. My heart ignites with vengeance and neon purpose. The succession process ties unfinished. A hidden ability flickers ominously. The Taures de per mysterious loam, leaving me and the rankers teetering on the brink of an unknown, deadly escalation.
Darah memang lebih kental daripada air, tapi balas dendam lebih manis. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari. The Chasefire shatters as alarms blare. He incinerates his ID, flips his house dead, and sheds his Solaris shot for a whispered prophecy. Jungwoo glares at the pulsing status window, mutters it feels like a game, and frets that his awakened body still trembles with raw power. From the shadows, the ancient dragon cowl materializes, eyes like molten gold, and declares his vision can preview Anifu's abilities before they strike. That inside becomes Jungwoo's new scouting edge. Is the status window? Feels like a game. Cowl reappears, offering Jungwoo the secret of hidden senses. Jungwoo flashes back to the first floor of US, where he and Cowl sealed a binding contract. He bides his time, convinced the hidden page should drop any moment. Tension peaks as the UI flickers, yet nothing appears. He glances at his status window, score inching upward. The floor for Ani glint, failing the clock tick. Gripping his fresh backpack ticker, he readies for the next drop. At last, the hidden PH rushes down, reshaping his rank. He stares at the screen as the status window bursts with fresh numbers. Rank climbs several points, hidden PH flare breaker, and the timer resets for a new cycle. The visual choice confirms his ascent and foreshadowed the next trial. Confidence surges, knowing the system rewards his strategy. The floor, every detail echoing his brother's diary sketches. He grasps that the tower is an entrance exam rewarding Godot to victors. The revelation speaks the stakes. Each step now teeters between divine ascension and death. This place matches my journal. The tower is an entrance exam for Godot. The tutorial soon threatens him with hidden pieces and lethal traps. Yeonwoo discovers the tutorial is a qualification gauntlet, proof he is worthy to ascend. He learns that beyond this floor await the foes who scarred his brother, Jungwoo. Revenge fuels his purpose, defining his targets. We must prove we qualified here. Beyond lies those who hurt Jungwoo. Yeonwoo hammers the pocket watch onto the cold tutorial floor, gears whirring to expose his brother's final betrayal. He darts past glowing traps, snatches Mira's cursed blade, and shoots for Jinwoo as Jang Hyun's scarred hand steadies his ascent. The Queen's shadow looms, but his resolve ignites. The floor manager clarifies that each trial score aggregates into a grand total, with the final ranking revealed at the end. Yeonwoo noticed that higher scores unlock superior rewards. He inquires about the perks of a high score. The manager lists stronger gear, extra hidden pieces, and accelerated progression. What are the benefits of achieving a high score? Next, Yeonwoo learns how the monthly day cycle caps his actions. The status window updates, showing a modest score and a dwindling seconds counter. The numbers, noting his humble start. A hidden PH bonus icon blinks, waiting to be claimed. The data sets a baseline for improvement before time expires. Seconds tick down, urging him to act faster. One second slips by, and the window refreshes to 88:95, showing the timer slashed while the score remains unchanged. Yeonwoo feels pressure mount as the clock dwindles. Every lost moment chips away at his bonus chances. The countdown forces him to move before the floor resets. A sudden trap erupts, demanding swift reflexes. The trial arena ignites, unveiling floating platforms and glowing GLEPHS. Yeonwoo darts forward, hugging the cold stone as rotating blades descend, humming ominously. He rolls under the first set, slashes the second, and smashes at head with his sword. A thin cut surfaces on his forearm. Stepping on a pressure plate, he triggers a hidden lever, halting the blade array. He records the new pattern in his mind. Surviving the blade trap nets hidden PH points and profes his reflexes. Mira's sister watches the trapeze failure from the 6th floor. Yeonwoo arrives at a stone pedestal. The pocket watch on his wrist glows faintly.
A rune on the pedestal ignites, mirroring a symbol from his brother S. Diary. He touches it, the floor trembles. Yeonwoo rockets across floating platforms, shatters a descending blade, then drives his sword into the glowing rune on the stone pedestal, rattling the floor and blasting a hidden door wide open. He feels his brother S. broken promise pulse through the pocket watch, a vital clue blooming as blood drips from his stake, reminding him each step costs hope and life. Beyond the newly revealed doorway, darkness swirls, hinting at an unseen adversary poised to test Yeonwoo's resolve before the tower's next secret can be climbed.
Aksinya semakin cepat. Berlangganan manual with hari dan coba ikuti.
The Choguel clicks, searing fire licks my skin, but my cold blood steadies me. Yeonwoo fails the blaze, yet his cold-blooded trait mutes the shock. The burn recedes, his body adapts, consciousness stays intact. This new tolerance proves he can survive the arena's brutal trials. Ahead, a mental gauntlet threatens to drive him toward madness. Each pulse of head sharpens his resolve, turning pain into power. Beyond the dim training floor, grimly noting the danger exceeds his expectations. He whispers that this intensity could break Anyone's mind if it starts like this. A flickering Galia PH, L2, blazes on the wall, warning of a hidden mechanism. The arrow barrage looms, testing his mental resolve.
At the corridor's end, a cloaked merchant emerges from the shadows, setting a wooden table laden with glittering artifacts and a stack of reset tickets. He gestures, offering the items in exchange for Yeonwoo's freshly earned stats. Yeonwoo ASRR sword, aware that spending points could accelerate his climb but drain his power. The chaos looms. Yeonwoo must decide whether to trade his points for the rare sword. The tension hangs heavy. Yeonwoo steps onto the next platform, a massive stone plaque glowing the word clan now. The name marks the entrance to the upcoming floor, promising stronger monsters and tougher traps. Recognizing the floor's title lets him craft a strategy for the 12th floor monarch, Mira.
Yeonwoo opens his status screen. It displays, name Cha Yeonwoo, nature cold-blooded, strength, agility, stamina, MP. Skills list dragon visual prowess at E, heightened senses at E, clairvoyance at. The data, wondering where else such a training ground exists. The stats confirm rapid growth and hint at untapped potential. A new challenger watches from the shadows. A silent figure studies his progress. Yeonwoo frowns at his MP gauge. He mutters that the system offers no way to raise MP directly. Determined, he decides to boost other stats and exploit the gap. A nearby merchant chuckles, shouting a nonsensical phrase while hawking his wares.
Yeonwoo hears a low hum as nanite dispensers activate around him. A gentle light washes over his chutes, saling them instantly. The system announces one treatment begins. He feels pain fade, skin knitting back together. The recovery restores his combat readiness, letting him face the next wave without penalty. Yet the arena's doors remain closed, hinting at another test. Beyond the doors, a new Flores challenge waits. His muscles then, ready for the next battle. This is the moment everything changes. Yeonwoo steps out of the arrow-filled arena into a dim alcove marked as a player rest zone. He drops his weapon, leans against cold stone, the holographic redoubt for his current health.
Yeonwoo watches as the merchant unfurls a cloth, revealing rows of potions, scrolls, and glowing artifacts. He explains that he appears at each endpoint to supply players in exchange for the very stat stages gained. This system forces climbers to decide between power growth and material aid. He points to a shimmering crystal that could boost Yeonwoo's agility. The crystal pulses with latent energy. The merchant lists his inventory: common food, stamina potions, skill box, and unique artifacts that can alter a hunter's fate. He asks Yeonwoo what he truly needs, his voice echoing oddly in the empty arena. Yeonwoo feels the weight of his chase, aware that each purchase costs hard-earned points.
Yeonwoo reaches the merchant's stall at the arena's edge. The merchant slides a ledger across, eyes fixed on Yeonwoo. He says the price must match the exact amount of stat points Yeonwoo is willing to give. Beyond the numbers, his mind racing. He scoffs, challenging the demand a highway robbery, fearing the loss of his newly earned strength.
You just need to pay the correct amount. Mineral water for strength. This is highway robbery at its finest.
The merchant still holds the reset ticket that could erase his pain. The tension peaks with each calculation. Yonu steadies himself, decides to buy something from the merchant. Here's what items are for sale.
Yonu steps into the shadowed arena, is located on Tiamat's Crimson Eye, while the merchant unveils a glowing reset ticket that can whisk a climber back to any tower checkpoint. The stakes skyrocket. He bets every hard-earned stat point, praying the ticket will grant a second chance, even as the weight of his sacrifice erodes confidence and drowns hope of artifact power. The gambler teeters on the edge. Aria's twin blade shoots the mist, warning of a lethal trap on the 12th floor, leaving Yonu to decide if his reset gamble can outrun the unseen danger lurking just beyond his reach. The tension snaps.
Manipulasinya sempurna. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari dan catat.
The tower shattered, yet the key still burned in my palm. In an instant, the system stripped my hard-won power, pulling a glowing ticket from the air and yanking me back to zero. Yoon Hye-won stared at the silent hall and demanded, "Is that a set ticket you're talking about?" The hall's voice resonated, "You're the first to ask for a reset. Everyone else begs for a boost. They chase victory, not a second chance." The revelation hit Hye-won like a blade. This ticket could rewrite his destiny. He can't help but wonder whether the ticket truly grants a clean slate. The hall gestured toward a bewildered challenger and declared, "Look, that one makes a good show." A system alert blared, "Floor OS trial comencing." Hye-won clenched his fists, shouting, "I'll stop every static and Here." The arena lit up, revealing a gauntlet of low-level monsters. He drew his blade, scanning for the first kill. Every victory would restore the stats the ticket ripped away. "I'll stop every static and Here." A chopper-clad scarecrow lurked near the entrance, its metal limbs striking in the wind. The arena center flickered, and a chopper scarecrow materialized, mirroring Hye-won's stance. Each swing of his sword was echoed by the construct, its blades moving in perfect sync. The system flagged it as a copy enemy. The interface gimmick, strength increased by. A surge replayed through Hye-won's arms, confirming the boss. A grin cracked his face, he muttered, "No slowing now." The power surge radiated him for Togger Fus ahead. The gate bearing the GLYPH glowed, its numeral pulsing ominously. He felt the blood pound as the next floor disconnected. Hye-won approached a colossal archway humming with raw energy. The ancient GLYPH glowed on its surface, a numeral hovering above it, marking the floor's identifier. As he crossed, the air thickened, the tower's rushing pressure bearing down. The new floor promised fiercer monsters, demanding rapid adaptation. A sudden tilt warned of a dangerous drop ahead. After the clash, Hye-won opened his profile. Cold-blooded, strength, agility, stamina, MP, all numbers glowed brighter. The dragon visual prowess skill sat at full charge, heightened senses ticking upward. He smiled, recalling the run took only 4 hours instead of 34, a massive efficiency gain. The upgrade meant he could now survive attacks from other rankers. Confidence surged as the next floor loomed. Ahead, a chopper guardian awaited, ready to test his neon strength. The tower's pressure crushed his tops. Hye-won scanned the leaderboard, seeing top players already sprinting toward the next block. Falling behind threatened to seal his fate. Determined, he surged forward, reaching the entrance market block boss room. A bright red icon flashed, "O Stamina," on his interface. Energy surged through his muscles, allowing longer sprints and relentless attack combos without fatigue. The stamina boost matched the fast-moving Scarecrow Espachi, granting him the endurance needed for the boss's brutal passes. He readied his weapon, aware the arena's timer continued its relentless march. The HUD updated, displaying agility. Hye-won felt his movement sharpen, each step quicker than before. A Garblade snippet, Ihon, flickered, which he ignored. The agility increase let him dodge one extra attack per cycle. He tested it by lapping over a laser grid, the Scarecrow mirrored the move, yet his faster dodge kept him safe.
Yoon Hye-won stared at the Lionheart Arena. A floating display pulsed, access code. He whispered, "No." In disbelief, then checked his pocket watch notice, linking the number to the gate's lock. He hammered the activation scanner, entering the code. The gate trembled, grinding open to reveal a hidden corridor. The opened passage hinted at Mira's waiting shadow beyond. Yoon Hye-won slipped through the opening, only to be met by a massive chopper Scarecrow erupting from the walls. Its limbs expanded into a towering construct, a colossal arm swinging down with crushing force. He rolled as he just as the floor buckled under the blow. The giant's size and speed threatened his survival. Deviating it was essential to clear Block B and Aschen. Kwon Jae-ho lingered in the shadows, eyes fixed on Hwon's next move.
His heart hammered as disbelief collided with his brother as diary revelations. Each breath reminded that a single misstep could end his life while the gate a secret slipped through his trembling fingers. The towering chopper behemoth loomed, its massive arm ready to crush, and Hwon's only escape route evaporated, forging his fate, and the mystery of the next ranker, to tether on Arazor teenage. The colossal chopper behemoth towered, its arm ready to pulverize, and Hwon's desperate escape vanished, leaving his survival and the identity of the next ranker hanging on Arazor teenage.
Aku yakin kamu tidak bisa menebak apa yang terjadi selanjutnya. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari dan lihat apakah kamu benar.
The walls fell, and he heard the bloodhounds closing in. Yeonwoo steps into a lowly chamber of the tower. A chopper puppet hangs from a ceiling rail, its joints whirring. Mana crackles faintly around it. Yeonwoo blanches at his brother's diary, scanning the sketch of the puppet as sensor layout. He tightens his grip, feeling the weight of his brother's unfinished battle. He prepares to test the secret his brother left behind. The next step forces him to confront the puppet's hidden code. Yeonwoo studies the chopper puppet, failing to find whom of its sensors. He tells Haryong that he barely managed to decipher the sensor pattern using his sharpened senses, something ordinary rankers would miss.
Yeonwoo confronts the voice that claimed it could not control magic. He questions whether its statement is true, demanding honesty. The opponent snarls, calling Yeonwoo's dope nonsense. The exchange escalates, each accusing the other of the champion. Their argument draws attention from nearby monitors. The tension reveals a deeper split over mana control, a key theme of the tower. Yeonwoo's resolve hardens as he refuses to be fooled.
Is your claim about magic control true? Your doubt is nonsense.
Mira steps closer, preparing to intervene in the dispute. Yeonwoo watches the chopper puppet endure a barrage of attacks. No slash leaves a mark.
The corridor lights dim as the chopper puppet recesses, its massive metal limbs cracking. Sensors sweep the area, emitting a fine blue glow that outlines day. The puppet's head swivels toward Yeonwoo, locking onto his aura, sending a silent warning through the floor. The pair feel the tower's guardians tightening their grip, forcing them to move faster before the machine reacts. Tool prepares to question Yeonwoo's claim. Yeonwoo pauses, eyes fixed on the block ahead, and urges Tool to speak up before they advance. He then admits that he can see mana with his own eyes, a skill no one else in the tower possesses.
Yeonwoo and Tool debate mana as nature. Yeonwoo distributes mana as a river, flowing from small ridges into larger reservoirs. Tool questions the analogy, asking, reservoir? Yeonwoo confirms the comparison, emphasizing that mana pools feed the river's current. This discussion clarifies how mana can be stored and channeled. Understanding the reservoir concept will help Yeonwoo manage his karma and skill growth. Tool now is the chopper puppet, ready to test the theory. You clear block alone, failing the weight of everyone's expectations. Yeonwoo defeats the block's monsters by himself. The system locks his solo victory and awards him extra karma. This proves he can handle a floor without help, boosting his reputation among rankers.
Haryong shouts at Yeonwoo, "What are you doing?" instead of coming in, while Jaewon mutters, "Finally," under his breath. Haryong urges Yeonwoo to join the group entering Block B, fearing the delay will cost them karma. Jaewon sighs with relief that Yeonwoo finally moves forward. Their push forces Yeonwoo to sprint toward the gate before the saling timer expires. "What are you doing?" instead of coming in, finally, Yeonwoo steps through the cracked stone doorway into a dim chamber. He sees the chopper puppet lying broken on the floor, its sensor sparking faint blue light. Tool points at the glowing rune on a wall, indicating a hidden mechanism. Yeonwoo pulls the pocket watch from his choat, its hands turning backward. The watch emits a pulse that unlocks a solid gate. The gate opens, revealing a stairway that descends deeper into the tower. The stairway leads straight to Mira's hidden arena. Yeonwoo bursts through the saling gate, his aura flaring as he clashes with the towering stone guardian, slashing its chest with a karma charged blade while the breeze rains around him. Yeonwoo fails his power surge, yet the sick of former Temates turned elite rankers with stark white markings shatters his confidence, reminding him that every gain carries a looming sacrifice. An ominous GLPH glowing faintly on the wall signals an unseen threat, while the broken chopper puppet flickers with blue sparks, leaving Yeonwoo and his allies staring at a mystery that called Dome Terrace Chen.
Kamu jelas punya selera. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari, itu yang dilakukan para penggemar sejati.
All lights went out, but the timer roared on. The arena crumbled, saling time inside the Let Hall tutorial. An Arang dan Commander Barket Price announced a new executive project, and ordered the squad to converge on Block B's waiting room. He demanded unity, betting the team would follow his lead. The plan sparked a truce toward the tutorial as hard, until Kun Hyang shouted dissent, sparking the next clash. A skeptical Arang dan operative cut in, are we scouts or are we the Sarang dan Ted crushed the tutorial? His challenge exposed Shaki confidence in their rank and forced the squad to nail down a concrete strategy. Beneath her bickering, a conchalet repulsed, waiting for a misstep.
That's none of your business, snarled a combatan. Peace off. Your presence makes everyone unyasi. Insults flew, morale cracked, and the squad's cohesion splintered. The battlefield trembled with distrust as they refused to cooperate.
That's none of your business, don't you think?
Piss off. This makes everyone uncomfortable.
The morale collapse set the stage for further betrayal. Let's act like strangers until the tutorial ends, one suggested. I'm sorry, another cheered. The proposal I made to mask true loyalty is, buying time before the next phase. Nods exchanged, as fixed on the exit.
Let's act like strangers until tutorial ends.
I'm sorry.
The false distance booked a fragile PHC. Rumors spread that Arang dan originated from Blue Flower Island, where veterans score newcomers with tainted pasts. Whispers warned that such recruits saw unyase among the island's elite. The prejudice sharpened tension, making the tutorial harsher for those marked by history. The next trial would test the newcomers' acceptance. A voice barked, who knows the truth about US Fall? The question echoed across the training ground, demanding answers. Arang dan members exchanged nervous glances, our Ani sleep cold exposed the hidden lie. Pressure mounted on the silent leader, torn between revelation and rank preservation. A hidden informant prepared to spill the secret.
A cold voice narrated, capturing. He followed with a cruel vow, I'll make sure you never walk again. The threat loomed over the battlefield, urging a swift end before a limb was taken. Desperate tactics surged. Yeonwoo prepared a counterattack that could turn the tide. A shouting voice demanded, why are you interfering? Another retorted, everyone does as they wish, nothing stops me. The clash revealed a power struggle, signaling the group would not bow to any external command. Yeonwoo was forced to confront the rebels head-on. What's the deal? Why are you stepping in? You guys do what you want. Nothing stops me. A stern command boomed, drop your weapons. Amid the scramble, Kun Hyang, Arang dan Blade Master, felt a blade slash her wrist. Her hand flew free, blood spraying across the sun. She dropped her sword, clutched the wound, and collapsed. The loss of their strongest fighter tripled the group's chance to hold the relic. The battlefield erupted. Yeonwoo watched Kun Hyang rail, the relic flicker, rival soldiers close in. He tightened his grip, ready to strike. Shattered sand, splintered weapons, and the tower's entrance loomed, setting the stage for a brutal showdown. The leader's Severe command shattered as a blood-curdling scream pierced the arena, and rival victor surged toward the glowing relic on the altar. Yeonwoo felt hope rumble as Kun Hyang lost a hand, blood soaking the sun, while he clung to the flickering relic. With the relic flickering, Kun Hyang collapsing, and rivals closing in, the battle teetered on a knife edge, leaving Yeonwoo's next move shrouded in deadly uncertainty.
Penulis sedang menciptakan sebuah karya masterpiece. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari agar dapat menghargainya sepenuhnya.
The floor shuddered as the final code slipped from my fingers. Yeonwoo, Yuri, Haejeon, and Haejin stood before twin doors, one stark white, one ominous black. The black door pulsed with a violet hue, whispering danger. They exchanged a quick glance, then stepped into the shadowed frame, choosing the riskier path. The chase plunged them deeper into Block A's hidden trials. The black portal opened onto a pond of rushing water. Yonwoo screamed repeat the air. Ewah! Ah! My foot! As a concealed blade snapped shut on his ankle. Pain surged up his leg, forcing the weapon to clatter to the floor. Yuri lunged, wrenching the trap open, while Hejin barked commands, warning everyone to stay clear of the danger zone. Hejin assured the group the garden would prove invaluable. A quiet voice muttered a single "ah," hinting at concealed knowledge. The reassurance lifted morale as they set out toward the garden.
It will be very helpful for you.
Ah. The team now prepares to launch at the garden. Yonwoo reiterated the clue, the flower garden in Frisia, right? Ensuring everyone was aligned. Their unity cemented the plan to head for the garden.
Hejin reminded everyone the solo player on shattered members of Rangdan, meaning the blue and white faction would likely seek revenge. Kang Hejon added that a solo ranker has no clan ties, making him unpredictable and dangerous. The group understood confronting the solo player could spur a larger conflict with the blue and white ranks. Their plan now hinged on choosing an ally or a hand.
Hibitrang dan members. Blue and white will react.
A solo player means no affiliation. No one like him. They now wait her to ally with Orhan the lone ranker. Hejin admitted uncertainty about the solo player as motives and warned a fight with the blue and white faction Lomet. Yonwoo slammed the black door, his heart pounding as the promise of the vampiric dagger glinted. He forged the pond's rushing water, snatched white moss, and with furious swift reflexes ripped an animal's heart. Together they brewed the miracle drug that reshaped flesh. Mira's shadows Lomet, but his brother as diary burned brighter than ever. Hold up, something did add up. Yonwoo, Yuri, Hejon, and the others stepped through the black door. The heavy iron slab slammed shut behind them, sealing the dark road. A cold gust rushed out, reminding them of the vampiric dagger they chased. The black path promised Toger monsters and rare loot. Hejon lifted a glowing crystal from the altar, grinning, "There we go." The tower's interface flashed, awarding them credits. The extra credits boosted their resource pool for alchemical work. The team noted the gain, ready to spend the money on needed reagents. There we go. With funds secured, they moved toward the dungeon entrance. The tower's door swung open, a banner scrolling, "You have entered the dungeon." Yuri stepped forward, scanning the dim corridor, then shouted, "I found it." She pointed to a hidden lever that revealed the main path. Their progress marked the start of the Black Root Trail. The team prepared for the hazards ahead.
I found it.
Yonwoo declared, "I need white moss and an animal heart to alter my body." The group heard his request and realized they must secure those items before confronting the pond's rushing water. Without the formula, they risked being torn apart by the dense liquid. Urgency spiked, pushing them to search the floor for moss and a fresh heart. The pond's rushing water roared as they stepped into its depths. "I need white moss and the heart of an animal to change my body." The hidden lever clicked, unveiling the dungeon's main artery. As the crew fused white moss with a fresh animal heart, a pulsating frost cassette ignited, promising unprecedented power. Yonwoo staked his very survival on the miracle drug, failing hope surge while fearing his fragile body might shatter under the volatile concoction. He clenched his fists, heart pounding, as the strange brew coursed through his veins. As the chilling flickered, the team watched the mystery destabilize, leaving the fate of their newfound power, and their lives, hanging on a volatile, unseen edge.
Apa yang kamu tunggu? Tekan tombolnya. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari.
The vault erupts, spilling darkness. Our four heroes tumble into a damp, moss-cloaked cavern, where a hulking red centipede devours the Palafungus. Its lidless eyes are sunken, yet its antennae twitch like knives, sensing every heartbeat. It snaps at stray flesh, its carapace glinting like forget steel, only a strike at midnight cold pierce it. Yonwoo, Mira, Jin, and Jang Hyung brace their blades, knowing this beast will push every limit. Its armor is impenetrable. Terhan now turns to finding a hidden weak spot. Yeonwoo launches a fierce slash at the battle hard shell. The blade scrapes the surface, splintering metal but failing to beat deep. The blade beats, striking the outer shell, but a secondary armor erupts, sealing the core. Mira gasps, eyes widening as she spots a hidden inner chochon shielding the creature's heart. She yells, "Inner shell," urging Yeonwoo to recalibrate. This chochon barrier demands a keener edge or a new method.
Inner shell.
Yeonwoo radiates a refined thrust. With a razor-sharp thrust, Yeonwoo pierces the inner armor, shattering it. The centipede collapses, black ichor falling at its feet. A breathless whose setless, then a pallid figure in a white mask emerges from the darkness, its gaze locked on Yeonwoo. The newcomer is silent menace promises a fresh adversary lurking in the tower's shadows. The fragments of the centipede shell embed, thickening Yeonwoo's skin. Blood blows now bruiseless, his flesh repels impact. He hammers a rock, watching it splinter while his hand remains unscathed. This hardened hide shoots damage from enemy's trickes, letting him press nearer foes. Simultaneously, his mental composure stays unshaken. He realizes his endurance is rapidly expanding. Amid the cavernous chaos, Yeonwoo's breath remains steady. He refuses panic as the centipede's claws scrape his armor, muscles screaming yet his resolve unbreakable. He names this iron will, a mental fortress that stays clear even when foes jeer. This stamina fuels his capacity to endure the tower's relentless trials. His next lesson unveils a new skill.
Yeonwoo approaches a stone slab bearing the character, interpreting it as state. A subtle vibration hums beneath his fingertips. The slab erupts in light, birthing a swirling portal to the next floor. This gateway signals a fresh trial with an unfamiliar team, demanding rapid adaptation. Ahead lies the state floor, where the mysterious god awaits. The system blares, centipede eliminated. Unprecedented hunt complete. Rewards granted. Yeonwoo, Mira, Jin, and Jang Hyung star at the notification, which details gained experience, a rare crystal shard, and a freshly unlocked skill. The bounty boosts their power, sharpening their edge for the next challenge. Their gazes shift to the luminous slab that beckons them onto the state floor.
A senior ranker steps forward, sneering at their recruitment attempts. He proclaims his men are sufficient, yet any aid is off limits. Then he blames an unknown rival for disrespecting protected allies, hinting at a personal slick. The remarks expose internal politics and suggest a hidden enemy pulling strings.
Itogi recruited fine men. Treatment is out of question. He dares mess with them under Arangdane's protection, locks down.
Their suspicion now zeroes in on the masked figure. Jang Hyung leans in, confirming whispers of a white masked operative. He repeats the query, demanding proof. Mira echoes the question, stressing the oddity of a mask. Their dialogue hones in on a single enigmatic figure. A blinding surge of energy erupts from the altar, spawning a floating symbol shield that shatters as Yeonwoo's fire blast splinters the stone golem, unveiling molten lava and a red centipede lurking in the moss cavern. Yeonwoo's resolve tales as he parts from his allies, bearing the burden of his brother's mystery while the group's trust fractures, each member wavering between loyalty and doubt. The red centipede's armor deflects his blade, a guttural hiss reverberating through the cavern, while the masked operative silhouette flickers beyond the shadows, promising a lethal showdown that could jeopardize Yeonwoo's quest.
Notifikasi sistem akan menjadi gila. Berlangganan Manhwa with Hari. The silent city trembles under my racing heart. Swallows, the scarlet centipede's heart, its blood colliding with the white moss in my gut. The fuse ignites a secret surge. My shredded muscles knit in an instant, raw power flooding my veins like a storm. Healing in seconds, I gain a godlike edge for the tower's trials. A fine clue flashes on my skin, whispering of greater strength to come. My fractured bones fuse with a crackle, pain evaporating as fresh tissue blooms. Torn muscle fiber seal, hardening into steel-like cords. This lightning-fast reaper builds an ironclad durability for the battles ahead. I hoist a colossal stone slab. It yields as if weightless, proof of my newfound resiliency.
I commit the dragon fragment to constant surveillance. Pondering want to forget apart, I mark the spot and watch the outboom for any shift. The shard already kept me alert through grueling training, granting sleepless endurance for marathon battles. Soon I'll push its limits against the looming Blue Army and tunnel. I relieve the searing agony of previous clashes, each blow that sent me spiraling into unconsciousness nest. I swear this new skill will shield me from that torment, granting immunity to poison, burns, frostbite, stuns, hallucinations, and curses. Though the technique remains raw, it will amplify my aggressive style. The 12 TH floor monarch watches, poised to strike the moment I sleep.
I wipe blood from my blade, then scan the cleared area. My movements feel smoother, senses keener. The endless swarm no longer rattles me. I voice my steadiness. I'm getting used to things now. I now turn to processing the bad parts I just gathered. I spread the batted and tunnels across a stone slab. I crush the white moss into fine powder besi detem. Mixing moss with the bad fragments creates a gritty paste, the base for my next reaction. This blend readies the core component for my toxin formula. I prepare the poisonous solution next. I draw bright red blood from a dead centipede, measuring it with care. The blast shatters stone, clearing a tunnel. I step into the newly opened chamber, is fixed on a pedestal glowing with a dark blade, Batoria's vampiric dagger. I recognized the weapon from my brother's diary, a key to the tower's higher floors. A cold whisper tells me the dagger once belonged to a vampiric monarch who fell long ago. I seized the dagger, feeling its power surge through me. Now I must face the queen and boss guarding the exit. I glance at the blade's label. It reads an artifact number. Lower numbers mean higher rarity, so a 3-digit series marks a top-tier relic. The dagger is unique, the only one of its kind in the tower. The system flashes a message as the explosion ends. It awards me extra karma points for destroying enemy fortress. I see the numeric increase on my HUD. The karma boost raises my rank and unlocks a minor skill upgrade. This extra power helps me survive upcoming battles. The neon skill will aid me when the queen end attack. I survey the Urekage. The queen end staggers, clutching a wounded leg. Blood pours around her. I ready my vampiric dagger, preparing for the final clash. The scan shows the queen's fury and my resolve. I tighten my grip, failing the mana surge. The queen's next move could turn the TD of the fake. I watch the fallen ants. I thrust the vampiric dagger into the queen ant's exposed side. The blade tears through chitin, scattering dark blood. The queen lets out a deafening roar, hand collapses, her massive body crashing onto the tunnel floor. The swarm of soldier ants scatters, flaying the dying queen. I watch the dagger pulse, confirming the kill. Clearing the floor opens the solid passage to the next level. Now the 6th floor monarch's guard appears, ready to test me. I drive the vampiric dagger deep into the queen ant's exposed flank, the blade ripping chitin and spilling dark, viscous blood. The colossal queen erupts in a deafening roar, and topless, crashing onto the shattered tunnel floor. The weight of sacrifice crushes me. Unborn and lie dead, yet I seized the legendary vampiric dagger, tasting triumph latched with guilt over the queen's exposed vulnerability. The Blue Army erupts, towering over the battlefield, while unseen fortress steer beyond the tunnel, leaving my survival and the dagger as true power hanging in terrifying uncertainty. Darah lebih kental daripada air, tapi balas dendam lebih manis. Subscribe ke Manhwa with Hari.
Alarms blur as the floor cracks open. Yonu spots a hidden doorway within the end tunnel, and an empire of monsters awakens. A massive queen Blue Army erupts from the stone walls. Yonu, Heijin, and Sarah draw their weapons in unison. Yonu yells, "Back off!" The queen bellows, shaking the cavern, then lunges. Yonu slices her leg, shattering the exoskeleton. Sarah hurls a fire rune, searing the ants antennae. They clash, buing precious seconds to locate the secret exit Heijin mentioned. The group raises, the queen's roar still reverberating. Yonu points at a faint glow on the far wall. Heijin nods, confirming the whispered rumor of a secret passage. Yonu volunteers to scout, blade drawn. The stone wall trembles, then slides acide, revealing a narrow shaft brimming with poisonous gas. The fallen queen and blocks the exit with her massive charges. Yonu chokes as fumes seep in, but the dagger's red aura pushes the toxins back. Sarah summons a wind barrier, sealing the shaft. Jinwoo snatches a torch, lighting the way. Heijin notices ancient runes glowing on the floor, guiding them toward a silent vault. They sprint toward the vault before the gas can spread. The vault door bears the emblem of the vampiric monarch, and a cold chill runs down their spines. The vault door groans open, exposing a pedestal straddling the fully awakened Batoria's vampiric dagger. Hello? Guttural OL reverberates through the cramped end tunnel. The sound snaps the team to attention. Sarah phrases, recognizing the echo as the dormant dagger's activation. Hejin tightens her staff grip, bracing for a sudden surge. The echo once stepped the solid weapon steers, forcing the party to stay alert. Tension peaks as they prepare to face whatever emerges from the darkness. Dust swirls around her feet. Hejin deciphers an ancient tablet etched on the wall. It declares that Batoria's vampiric dagger is not a mere blade but a skill of extreme difficulty. The text reveals the vampiric monarch, fearing greedy successors, salted the dagger's true form and its soul-draining abilities after that, leaving only its name. Yonwoo lunges at the nearest monster, slashing with the blood-marked blade. The furels as stamina and mana drain away, while a lingering damage pulse ticks down its health. Simultaneously, a fragment of the monster's fire skill flickers onto Yonwoo, indicating a successful theft. The duel profess the dagger's lethal blade and skill still work in real time, granting the party a powerful new tool. Now the team must decide how far to push this power before Mira notices. The ground trembles under their feet. Yonwoo grips the vampiric dagger, its crimson glow spilling onto the floor. The blood mark icon pulses on the blade, cinching with his heartbeat. Shadows swirl around his hands as the aura expands. The remnants of the blue army ants flicker, their fighting spirit draining away. Their own Chevierche grow weak. Meanwhile, the stone ceiling cracks, dust raining down. The tunnel's roof shifts, signaling a rapid collapse. Pressure mounts, forcing them to move quickly or be trapped. The crumbling environment threatens to cut off their escape route. A voice cracks, questioning the tunnel's safety. A cold wind whistles. Yonwoo mutters, "Eum? Was there ever a place like this?" The jagged walls, baffled by the cavernous oddity. Sarah steps forward, questioning the route. She shouts, "Hey! Are you sure this is the right place?" Frustration tinges her face. The group pauses, debating whether to press on or retreat.
Nobody Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam what was about to happen next. The Galia Phachovered wall trembles. Hejin pushes the hidden door open. A blinding light floods the alcove. Yonwoo steps forward and snatches the solid artifact that lands on the stone. The artifact is Batoria's vampiric dagger, still solid. Sarah gasps, recognizing its power. The Queen Blue Army and emerges from the shadows, mandibles clicking. The dagger seal tracks, releasing a dark aura. The tracked seal promises a deadly test as the Queen draws near. A chilling wind sweeps the chamber.
Yonwoo lunges into the blinding light, snatching the solid artifact as the hidden door erupts, radiant energy surging through the cavern and igniting the Galia Phachovered walls. A thunderous echo follows. Hope blossoms in their chests, yet hearts pound with dread as Hejin's warning about the tunnel's danger clashes with Sarah's away of Yonwoo's unstoppable power. A tense silence hangs. A deafening hum rises from the artifact, shadows coalesce around the glowing Galia PHS, and an unseen force threatens to unleash a calamity that could shatter the entire tower before Anion escapes. The air trembles.
Biarkan saya yang mengerjakan semua kerja keras sementara Anda duduk santai dan menikmati. Subscribe ke Manual with Hari setiap minggu.